So, guys, I wanted to just vent and talk while I put all my baby's clothes. I'm gonna wash them. Um, I already washed most. We're in his room. Obviously, we have to put things up. This box is my nursery couch, rocking chair, whatever. So I washed all of this, um, but all of this is still to be done. So let's talk about lessons I've learned with my first son, Santiago. Like, these are cute. It's like all the way to his neck. It looks cute. So look at this. This is cute. They got me this. Damn, this baby moves a lot. Okay. So let's start with having him. So I'm obviously doing a repeat C-section, right? Because I had a C-section with my first son, and reason for why I had a C-section, it was because my son was obviously diagnosed with trisomy 18, but I mean, it wasn't for sure until we had him. Like, they didn't know for sure. So one day the doctor told me, hey, what if I told you your son's dying inside you? And I was like, I just looked at her like, what do you mean? And she was like, he's not, but there's a chance that could happen, and I want to know if you would want to have a C-section done because he might not survive a normal birth. And I was like, you go ahead and you gotta do what you gotta do the C-section. So I told them I'm down for a C-section because, come on, I'm obviously putting my son first. And she was like, okay. So I had to go have this meeting, right, with like 5 doctors, and set up a whole plan. Anyways, um, I was getting into that a lot. But yeah, I was talking about learning, right? I obviously, what, baby? ¿Qué quieres? What? Oh my goodness. He moves so much, dude. Like, so much. It's crazy. And I love it. Like, Steven was literally reminding me. He was like, I remember you used to tell me, like, okay, a little backstory to this. I was pregnant with a lot of people. And there's this girl that she was pregnant. When I was pregnant, I think we were like 1 week. Like, she was 1 week behind me. And she was like, she would post like her baby moving inside her stomach. And I never got to experience that with my first son because I had too much amniotic fluid. And that fluid is, what the baby is swimming inside, his pee and all of that. Because of my son's diagnosis, he didn't have the reflexes and the like muscle tone or whatever to swallow. So I had too much, like way too much fluid, to where like it actually put my life in danger, which is why I had a C-section at 35 weeks. But so that happened, and I think I'm gonna separate the clothes because, yeah, I'm gonna separate it from like newborn and bigger clothes because I'm not down to mix it all. Anyways, like I was saying, that, yeah, so that's what happened. And he told me, I remember you used to say you weren't like jealous, but like that you wish you can feel your like Santiago move. I did feel him move sometimes, but not like how I feel this one move. And it was really rare for me to feel him move. And every time I feel this baby move, like I just like I feel so blessed. Like I don't think people really know what it is to like valorarlo, you know, like to really appreciate simple things like a movement, you know, like I don't know. But that's just me, what I think. And I cherish it so much because I know what it's like to like lose a son, to even I just know what it's like to want to appreciate that a little bit more. Not saying that, you know, normal, like, not saying that any mother doesn't, right? But I like, it's just a little bit more of an appreciation when you feel your baby move, when you've gone through a loss or something. Um, it is very true that you cherish it just a little bit more because some people take it for granted. Like, they don't know what could happen, you know, and it's nothing wrong with it, you know. It's actually like a blessing for you to do that. But for me, it just wasn't that. And like I said, I just appreciate it. So that's why when people ask me to do things, or like, I don't know, when I just feel my baby move, I don't do anything. I don't care if you're calling me, I don't care. I am just chilling and letting him move as much as he wants, you know. I think these are pajamas, but it's gonna be very different with this baby. Like with my son Santiago, we had so much we were realistic, you know. Like when they tell you your son will eventually pass away and is backed up by science, you were either in shock, denial, or you accept it. And I found out about his diagnosis like at 12 weeks, pretty early. So I had time to cope and all of that. And I had time to accept it. And I really did accept it. It was really hard. Like, I cannot tell you how much I cried. I cried so much during my pregnancy. That reason being that, like, the reasons why I cried so much was because I knew what was the possibility and all of that. And I knew what was going to happen. Like, I was not, for example, some people would be like, oh, you know, miracles happen and just stuff like that. And I'm just like, I believe in God. I believe God does miracles. But I also believe in science. And things back things up. Simple as that. I don't know how I'm gonna get over there and do all of this. I wish I could put the camera here. Let me see if I could put the camera over. But it is not gonna stay like this. What about here? Okay. Yeah. So that was happening. I don't know, guys. I just I don't know. My dad got this for Santiago. I'm just a person who really like thinks about certain things, and I'm a realistic person. I'm not a fairy tales type girl. I know what happens and everything, you know. Oh, I used to love this one on Santi. This might be. I actually love this one. Like, this is probably my favorite. He just looks so cute in it. Um, are these clothes washed already? I think these clothes are washed already. So why am I gonna wash them? Yo, these clothes are washed. Yeah, these are washed. But yeah, guys, like, I don't know. So, me being realistic, I knew I had to just appreciate every single moment with him, which is why I started my YouTube channel. Let me compare it to one of these. Oh yeah, these are definitely washed. Let me see. I definitely think these are washed. This is for big clothes. Um, so I obviously really like took advantage of that, and I even told people, you know what, I don't want any help. I want to do this myself because if anything is to happen, I want to be there. My son was G-tube fed. Um, he like I learned a lot with him. Um, he's just my baby boy, and he's always going to be the reason why I know so much about babies. You know, something I struggle with is seeing people like be mean to kids, to their kids, or just anything, right? Because of the fact that like when a baby's crying too much and they get annoyed, I struggle mentally because it's like I wish I could have my baby crying, you know? Like I wish I had him with me right now. Like I do not care because when I had him, I was like I stayed home all the time because it was so hard to go out. We would still go out, let me tell you that. But since he was G-tube fed, we had to take a lot of extra things when we would go out because we had to do all of that. So that's it was a hassle to go out. That's why I didn't really want to go out a lot because of the fact that we just had to do a lot. But I wouldn't like want it any other way. Like I wish I could still do that. It's just a struggle mentally sometimes. But don't get me wrong, I'm doing really good. Lately, I don't know why lately it's been getting to me a little bit more. But I tried to brush it off because once you fall into that certain thing that makes you feel, you know, really bad, it's really hard to get out of it. I struggled a lot at the beginning because I had lost my dad 2 months before losing my son, and it sucked. And it was like almost like I didn't know who to grieve because it's literally the two most important people in my life, you know, like what? But everything happens for a reason, and I had to understand that. And I knew that. I knew that was that's what was going to happen. but I just didn't expect it to be that time. Because to top it off, like, imagine like doing like, okay, I lost my dad. 2 months later, I lose my son while I'm pregnant. Like, both of those passings happened while I was pregnant, and it was just too emotional for me. And I don't know. Sometimes I do feel like people really forget about, not that they forget about my son, but that, I don't know. I just wish people would like talk about him more sometimes. Look at this. This is dirty. Should I even keep this? Santiago, like, would always throw it up. But look, it says Mama's Mini, and he threw it up. I don't know if there's something, if y'all know something that can take this off. I don't know. Sometimes, like, I don't even want to, like, bother people about this type of stuff. Like, I don't even want to post this video. Because then people are going to realize and they're going to be like, oh. And then it's going to be super obvious that they're only doing it because I'm mentioning it, when I don't want it to be like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna watch this one. I love these overalls. I think that's what they're called. This is for newborn? The hell? I think Steven's here. I'm gonna ask her if this smells washed. I don't know if I should post this. Should I post it? I guess I'll post it. What could go wrong?